get things underway. Alright guys, what's going on? Quadron here. I'm going to be bringing you a Invoker game that I just played. This was a pretty good game. I haven't played Invoker for probably a month and a half. Probably. At least. Yeah, probably at least. So my Invoker skills were a little bit rusty coming into this, but I have played lots and lots of games, about 350 games of just playing the Invoker. It was my favorite hero for like 6 months in a row, so I'd play him for at least like half the games I played. So anyway, I'm going to be on the Radiant team here. I'm going to be playing mid against a Dragon Knight. And let's see what his... So this is the Dragon... I'm going to go to the player perspectives. Dragon Knight went with a Quelling Blade, and then the start of a Bracer and some Tangos for regen. I'm going to be going for actually kind of a similar build, focusing around health, and then obviously some regen as well. And this is going to give me lots of stats. These two items alone give me tons of stats, and technically I could also get a Iron Branch with it as well. And oftentimes I'll be getting this as a Null Talisman instead of a Bracer, but I wanted to go Drums this game. So that's why you get a Bracer as your, or the parts of a Bracer as your starting items, because they give you not only good beginning health, but also they scale well into the late game by getting a Drum. The Drum is one of the most cost-effective items in the game, so really good on Invoker.
Double damage.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize this. And so I'm going Exhort first. This is an Exhort Quas build. So the important part here is, again, going against a melee, you want to harass as much as possible. You obviously can't go within tower range, especially against a Dragon Knight, because he can stun you, and that'll leave you very vulnerable. So he got the deny there. That's too bad. But so we're just going to be doing some last hits, hitting back and forth. And one thing about Invoker is that you need to really get your levels before you start roaming. I think that's one of the big mistakes that a lot of Invokers will make. They'll start roaming at level 4 or 5 or 6 or even 7 is the earliest I would suggest roaming. But with this build that I'm doing, roaming will usually start at around usually level 9 or 10. And oftentimes they'll try to gank you by the time that happens, or you'll need to TP down for a gank. But oh my goodness, I just remember what happens in this game. You'll see what happens, but I got really frustrated from one of the things that happened. You'll probably, yeah. Okay, well we'll go over when it happens. Anyway, so I'm gonna go and pull up the last hits and denies here. So I'm currently tied for first with the last hits. And so I go ahead and I'm getting some boots. I'm not having the boots sent out right away. I was going to try to get a TP scroll, I think, first before I send them out. I usually try to get my first 2 or 3 items in a row, because in a pub, you oftentimes will only get one chance to get your items. Now, you can use, once you hit level 3, you can use Cold Snap to harass your opponent. And if you, I'm not going to assume, I'm not going to go through and explain every different spell to you guys. So if you're interested in understanding the spells fully, you're going to need to probably look up an exact Invoker guide, because it's just too complicated to explain in just a gameplay video. I might go over like a quick one-sentence explanation for each one as we do it, or as I use them, perhaps. So the first ability is Cold Snap, and this is usually your bread and butter one in the early game. But this is going to basically mini stun your opponent. And usually, whenever they're walking away from creeps like that, you can Cold Snap them, and the creeps will attack them and keep the Cold Snap going off. The Cold Snap is basically this mini stun that'll freeze them for almost a half a second, and then it'll have a break, and then it'll freeze them again, freeze them again, freeze them again. And as you level up your Quas, your Cold Snap lasts longer. So now, in general, when you're trying to last hit, you want to be using triple Exhort. If you're taking lots of harassment, for example, if he is going for a heavy Fire Breath build and was constantly spamming it while using bottles to regen, then I'd probably be using getting a second level of Quas, and also having it on Quas much more often. Like especially in between doing last hits, you'll be switching between Quas and Exhort to maximize your regen and also your damage whenever you need to try to get a last hit. I missed that last hit. That's too bad. But it's hard whenever they're at that point, because if they hit it twice, it's going to die, and if not, then they it's hard to hit it before they hit it again. So again, using Cold Snap to harass them out of lane. Now, if you tried to go aggressive on me, what I would switch to the Forge Spirit here, and use the Forge Spirit to basically kill them, kind of bait him into attacking me, and then I would finish him off. Now, you can also use the Forge Spirit to tank the creeps when under tower. And you can also use the Forge Spirit to help you last hit. So if I'm ever going against a Shadow Demon, I will always be going for a Forge Spirit first, rather than Cold Snap, because the simple fact is you really want to have the Forge Spirit to help outlast hit Shadow Demon as soon as possible, because you don't want him snowballing on those souls. So, and I would vary this up a little bit between Quas and Exhort 2. If I was under heavier harassment, I would get 2 levels of Quas before I got 2 levels in Exhort. So it just kind of varies. So I'm about to get the Courier sent out my direction, and someone jerks the frickin' Courier. I want to know who it is. So someone, it's already to the tier 3 tower right here. It just goes back right now. Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage. Oh, he's struggling for health. That's why. But my goodness, it's so frustrating. Because I had all my stuff on this Courier. I had like 1,500 gold worth of stuff on the Courier, and this Anti-Mage just jacks it because he thinks he's a carry, so he can just do whatever he wants. But yeah, he can't. No, I'm just.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Just messing. But it is really frustrating when you've been waiting to use the Courier so that other people can get their stuff, and then you get jacked. So I'm right now I'm focusing on trying to prevent my Courier from dying. But let's go down there for just a second.
Radiant's bottom tower.
What happens to cause this Courier to die? Okay, so the Courier is going out. Zoom forward. Oh, that's too far. All right, so we'll play from here. We're gonna go back. I want to see what the fuck caused the Courier to die. So frustrating. All right, so they're going up against a Bloodseeker and a Death Prophet, and this Bloodseeker has got a Thirst, which is going to give him visibility and movement speed on this Anti-Mage. So this Anti-Mage, he's trying to run away. Yep. Okay, so the Anti-Mage is going to stick around here. This is the mistake. He should not still be here, with not with a Bloodseeker in the area. Now he's coming back.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the Courier is going to die with all my stuff on it right now. No, oh my god. So frustrating.
Radiant's Courier has been killed.
Okay, please tell me this Bloodseeker dies at least.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he's dead. Man, that is so really frustrating for me though, because the lost all of my stuff, so I'm down on my stuff now for the next 5 minutes. I'm not gonna get any of my items, so.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So I'm leading my team for last hits, partially because the Anti-Mage is not free farming, and because their lane is not exceptionally strong. Nice. Spree. I did not know that they got a kill down there. But, so yeah. So I'm going 3 Quas, 3 Exhort, and I usually get my 4th in Exhort first. And this is going to allow, basically, let's say someone tries to go aggressive on me. I pop the Forge Spirits, and I can pop the Cold Snap, and then I'll instantly have some really good damage. Even if I get 2-on-1, or even if I get stunned, my Forge Spirit's still damaging them and reducing their armor. So this reduces their armor 1 armor per hit. So if it hits them 5 times, that's a reduced armor of 5, which is especially great against Dragon Knight, because Dragon Knight gets this Dragon Blood and gets extra 6 armor, 9 armor, 12 armor, depending on which level he's at. So these Forge Spirits are amazing, especially when you get 2 of them up. You can really reduce their armor really, really quickly. Just last hitting at this point. So yeah, at this point, when I've got Forged Spirits and Cold Snap, he knows he just cannot be in lane with me, so he's just going to have to wait for the creep wave to push, really. Like, Invoker's really, really strong at these levels. So unless he has someone transition to gank, I'm basically going to be controlling it. So I'm going to go back to my perspective right now. Now, when you're last hitting with the Forged Spirit, you want to keep the Forged Spirit within its own range, so that way the timing of it hitting matches up with the whatever it's called. Like for example, if you have your Forged Spirit behind you and you go to attack this creep right now, the Forged Spirit has to run up from back and get in front, and then it can shoot because its range is really low at these lower levels. Illusion. So just keep that in mind when you're trying to last hit with the Forged Spirit in there. The Forged Spirit will be really delayed if you don't time it right. So yeah, I still do not have my items yet, but I'm going to be going for phase drums starting out. This is a pretty common Invoker build. Because it allows you to have good stats with speed and it gives you right click as well. So, and also the phase boots are kind of nice because it allows you to go through your Forged Spirits, so you don't get hung up on the Forged Spirits as often.
No.
So right now I have the most denies, and with Cold Snap Forged Spirits he really can't compete, especially when I'm right next to my tower. No. I'm just trying to get stuff sent. So the Courier just got back up again. So I'm getting the stuff from the Courier, and I'm like watching it to make sure it actually gets to me this time. No one jacks it. It was really frustrating. So again, just harassing him as much as possible. And that's unfortunate. But just got all my stuff, so I'm going for phase drums. I almost have the drums. I need another 500 gold for drums. But at this point is where I would say it's probably not a bad idea to start roaming to get kills. Simply because now you've got your initial stats items, you got boots, and some of their supports might not have boots, so you might be able to get kills and stuff like that. So I saw these guys going on them, and I was going to try to come help if I could, but I didn't get here in time to actually get anything to help at all. So now I'm just going to be running back to mid. And I wish I had known that Bloodseeker was in our jungle farming, because there was a Bloodseeker right underneath me at the camp next door.
Killing spree, double kill.
And I was wanting to Sunstrike to see if I could kill Lifestealer there. I was really thinking about it, but my Sunstrike's not that strong yet. It only does, let's see here, Sunstrike does 287 damage, so yeah, it definitely would not have killed
Radiant's
Lifestealer.
top tower is under attack.
Not at that point, anyway. So they're setting up for a gank on me. Bloodseeker's coming in, ults me. Now, no, I'm going to sit here, right underneath my tower, with my Forged Spirit tanking, with my Cold Snap up, and start running. My Cold Snap's going to hold him in place. He's going to try to hit me. I knew it. So, felt so good. When someone tries to gank you and you kill them instead when it's 2-on-1, it's awesome. So that felt pretty good. I was very happy about that. Happy would be an understatement. But no, it worked out pretty well. I get a few. I think I get some more Sunstrike kills this game. I'm not sure.
Dire's structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I'm back mid again. I've got my drums up, and this Lich just wastes his ult. It's too bad. And we are going to. It's, I promise the action will pick up. If you give it time, I mean, every game is like this for the Invoker anyway. Level 10, then you can start doing stuff. I have to be careful, because these two together might be able to nuke me down. I am pretty tanky, especially for only 12 minutes in with the drum. So Now notice what I did there. Right before the Forge Spirit was about to die, I popped the Forge Spirit myself. So that way they would respawn and force the other one to despawn without giving them any gold. So
tower is under attack.
A little trick you can do to rob the enemy of gold. It's pretty fun. So Dragon Knight is coming in on me again. Wreck, it's a 2-man stun. So I'm just going to run away, let my Forge Spirit do some work, let the tower do some work. And now we cold snap the Death Prophet, and she is dead, and I am not. Getting this drum when I did was perfect, because that there is a perfect situation where I probably would have died without the drum's extra 9 stats. So really good early game item. Now I've got 3 in Quas right now, and I'm regenerating at 13 HP per second, which is insanely good for only 12 minutes in with no HP regen items at all. So Quas is just really fantastic for being able to stay out in the lane for really long times. So I'm going ahead and getting a Force Staff next. This is going to be added viability for especially when I'm facing Life Stealer, or when I've got well, like for example, if Bloodseeker's on me and he uses his ult on me, I can Force Staff Bloodseeker away from me while I sit in one spot. So it prevents Bloodseeker from doing damage sometimes. Or yeah, if Lifestealer does his slow on me, I can Force Staff away from him. And also if Death Prophet's using her ultimate on me, or Leshrek is using Diabolic Edict on me, I can reposition myself or him, depending on what would be better. So Force Staff is a really good item in this game. Notice I'm falling behind in last hits by comparison, because I've had 2 people in my lane for the last several minutes, and also I almost died as well. But I managed to get 1 kill and 1 assist so far, so not doing horrible. It's been a good game so far. But I'm just trying to make sure that I farm up as much as possible. I would say I need, like next time, I need to be a little bit more active on the map, and try to pay a little bit closer attention to the scuffles going on, because oftentimes there'll be, you know, extra dudes to kill. There's a 5-man gank on anti-mage in the bottom, so it's a little too bad. Too bad for him. Another thing I'll criticize myself on is I need to be carrying a TP scroll with me at all times.
Top tower is under attack.
So at this point in the build, I'm really strong because I have double Forge Spirits up, which means double armor reduction with additional, let's see here, how much damage do each of these Forge Spirits do? They each do 56 damage, so it's another 112 damage plus armor reduction. So at this point I'm doing 250 damage with the Forge Spirits attacking plus armor reduction, only 15 minutes in. It's really good at this point. But obviously, the Forge Spirits can't move very quickly, so they can easily be kited. So that's something to keep in mind. But that's oftentimes we'll use a Force Staff in, pop your Forge Spirits, put down an ice wall so that they can't kite away. But it depends on the situation and what's happening. So wait to get this one. There we go. So there's a scuffle happening over here. We've got 2 Dire guys in our jungle. And we obviously don't want that, so we're going to try to kill them.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I managed to get to steal the kill there. The Cold Snap and Forge Spirits.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So I'm contemplating doing a Sunstrike, and I don't want to go in without, you know, too much, especially since I've got Cold Snap for only, like, I didn't have Cold Snap for another 3 seconds. So this Cold Snap's going to allow me to kill, and obviously, oh my goodness, freaking Life Stealer! Okay, so Ghost Walk just in time to get out of there. Honestly, I should have Ghost Walked a little bit sooner. I think my timer was available. So at this point, I'm just trying to make sure I get away. But yeah, so you can use the Cold Snap to basically force units in one direction of travel. Like that Bloodseeker was not going to be coming back at us. Plus we were coming towards him. So, but you just got to learn to predict how much the Cold Snap slows them down, So that way you can Sunstrike successfully. Because the Sunstrike, you're obviously going to be micro-stunning them. They're going to make very little progress forward. So you got to kind of predict how much they're going to be hit, how many times they're going to be micro-stunned while you're waiting for the Sunstrike to come in. So you got to lead, I think it's like 2 seconds ahead on the Sunstrike. So. And at this point, my Sunstrike does, with 4 levels, I think right around 325 damage. So it does pretty significant amount of damage. Here is Death Prophet. She is as dead can be. Again, I do 250 damage per hit with all 3 of my dudes attacking, so. And every time they hit, they do more damage because the armor reduction stacks over and over again. I was microing the Courier there to make sure he didn't kill it, and then just kiting him around. And he had used his 4-staff. Bloodseeker's already got a 4-staff, so. Lifestealer's got himself a Skull Basher. Skull Bashers are pretty brutal on Lifestealer, especially after they have really insane attack speeds. I think this chain bash you to death. So, so the next item of choice, you can choose to get a damage item if you would like, but most likely you're going to be going for a utility item. Most likely like an Aghanim's or a Sheep Stick. Let's see here, what are other decent items at this point? A Sheep Stick, maybe a Blink if you want extreme mobility between the 4-staff Blink and Phase Boost. That's a really fun build. You could also be getting a Magic Wand. I didn't want a Magic Wand, I don't know. Magic Wands are fantastic, don't get me wrong. They're extremely, extremely useful. But I was just, I wasn't focusing on that, so Lifestealer's got himself a Basher, gets the bash off, and does almost no damage. Now, Earthshaker here is invisible, so we're coming up to these 2 guys who just used their abilities, and so some of Lifestealer's stuff may be still on cooldown. Great ultimate from Earthshaker. We're finishing off Dragon Knight first.
Unstoppable! Unstoppable!
Lifestealer. So I 4-staff away from him just in time for a Skull Bash. And again,
Wicked sick!
my Forge Spirits just do insane damage, so he thought he could out DPS the Forge Spirits, and that's just not true. And I was just using the 4-staff there to get away from him, because Lifestealer can be kited, especially with 4-staffs and or Blink Takers. So those are both really good items against a Lifestealer, especially who use open wounds to slow you down. So we've got, at this point, Lifestealer is 6-1 and 4. I'm 7-0-1. Lich is 4-4. Leshreik is 3-0. Juggernaut is 3-2, and our anti-mage is 1 and 3. So if we go ahead and take a look at the gold per minute, Lifestealer is number 1 by far. He does have a Hand of Midas, I believe. Yes, he does. So we got to be careful about not letting the Lifestealer get just crazy out of control. Not much can stop a Lifestealer in the late game. And just, at least in terms of one-on-one. So I'm gonna run these away from him. I know he can't go. I know he can't really catch up to them. Or if he comes down all the way, I can just turn it around and actually try to kill him. So I think I've got Earthshaker with me here. We're gonna try to set up a kill on him, I think. And here I should have put down an ice wall. I tried getting an ice wall, but I had one wrong quas. But it doesn't matter. I had Earthshaker's stun to help out, and I had my Forge Spirits to finish him off. The Forge Spirits now do 74 damage per hit. So between the both of them, they do 150, and I do almost 200. So we do 350 damage together per attack. That both of us attack anyway. Obviously, the Forge Spirits attack speed is not as high. So we got a scuffle here. Lich is just getting eaten up here. I should have forced staffs. I don't know why did Earthshaker go back down to there? I don't know.
Killing spree.
It's pretty risky.
Doubloons.
I mean, he obviously went back to use his ability, but
is under attack.
they've got 4 there now, so we're just kind of backing up right now.
May I cut in? I had such plans.
And the Bloodseeker just dies for nothing. He was just desperate to kill me, I guess. I don't know.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So at this point, I'm going for a Sheepstick next. So I've got my ultimate orb already. Let's go back to kills, deaths. Lifestealer is 9, 1, and 4. I'm 8, 8, 0, 2. So far, a pretty good start. I was able to get the farm I needed to get the items early to give me an advantage in the initial fights. I would say that was crucial. What other items? So after a Sheepstick, going for an Aegis would be really good, or a blink still, because that way you can blink,
Dire's middle tower is under attack,
and then after they come out of their piglet form, you can go for a sheep stick them,
Dire's
and then if they, once they come out of their piglet form, you can force staff away, and you're just like talking about infinite kiting for the most part, especially with the mixture of cold snap and
Dire's top tower has fallen
and everything. So I think we decided to go into this. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're going in for it. We've got some teammates fighting up by their tier 2. There's like, I think they're all here. All 5 of them are here, and there's only 3 of us, so we're trying to be careful here.
Out with you and your spark.
I'm just getting away at this point. I was hoping Dragon Knight would die, but he did not. I think he did get really low though. And I had my cold wall or ice wall ready in case they had continued pursuing us. Could have put that down and ran away. Being completely safe. So just trying to not, obviously to not feed. Feeding's never good.
Regeneration.
Now I was trying there to prevent the tower from hitting everything, because it becomes a lot harder to last hit under tower. But I failed to lead the creeps far enough away. So you can use these Forged Spirits to farm really effectively. It's kind of surprising how well they tank for you. They've got a lot of health once you get up there. I think they get an extra 100 health for every level of exhort you get. So they've got at this point 900 freaking health. So most of the heroes right now has, this guy's at 872 health. So it's easier to kill Lich than it is to kill one of these Forged Spirits at this point. Just give you an idea of how insanely tanky they are, and you can get new ones whenever you want. So oftentimes players will try to 1v1 the Forged Spirits, and you can just send your Forged Spirits and try to go kill them, and then Sunstrike them right afterwards. So fight is breaking out over here, where wow, Shrek has a Lincoln Sphere already. Someone's got a Lincoln's anyway. And we're just going to go ahead and Sunstrike the Death Prophet. So that's my 3rd Sunstrike kill this game, I think. Feeling pretty good about that. Got my Sheep Stick already. Let's see here. The Shrek. Yeah, the Shrek has got the Lincolns. Wow. That is one farm to the Shrek. So far, a pretty close game though, overall 20 and 17.
Dire's middle
trying to
tower
kill,
is under
there we go. Just trying to kill Dragon Knight there.
Purified.
And this having the Sheep Stick now with the Force Staff
Dire's middle tower
allowed me
is
to
under
just
attack.
get in close, really
Dire's
fast,
structures
Sheep Stick him
are
up,
fortified.
cold snap him, he's not going anywhere for like 4 seconds,
Dire's
and then
middle
allow me to
tower
pummel
has
him with my
fallen.
Forged Spirits and also my right clicks. So again, tons of damage, and at this point, now I'm doing almost 350 damage, or 250 damage myself with 83 from each of these.
Bottom tower
Almost
is under
400 damage a
attack.
pop.
Radiant structures
And if
are
you look at
fortified.
Leshreck, he's got basically 3 attacks and Leshreck would be dead, and that's using no extra abilities. So if I'm cold snapping him, that's an extra 60 damage per attack that he takes. Or at least the cold snap, each time the cold snap activates. And so really, really awesome combination with cold snap, Forge of Spirits, and all that stuff. So we're just gonna, I wasn't sure if we needed to use cold snap or not. I was debating about it. So they got Roshan, so he's got an Aegis. This is good. Oh no! I forgot about this. This sucks. And I'm debating about doing a... okay, so that's the 4th or 5th. 4th or 5th Sunstrike kill. I think it was the 4th one, I'm pretty sure. So just putting down an ice wall there. This would be a great time to do a Chaos Meteor as well, but I wanted to make sure I got my Force Spirits back up, because they do more damage overall. So, this Life Stealer, man, I don't know what he's thinking, but I'm pinging that the Life Stealer is inside of the Force Spirit. Oh god, it's fun. So this Life Stealer, he's like, okay. He's not bad. He's 10, 2, and 5, and he's got good items, really good farm. And he's just chilling in this cocoon, so going along and just chilling, just chilling. And now we're back at the tier 4s. What the fuck is he thinking? How does he think this is gonna go down? It's pretty funny.
The cost of magic.
That was pretty funny. I mean, his best thing probably would have been just trying to get away, run away through the, probably like jumping out right away, obviously, and just running away. But if he had done it back when he was, how you say? If he had done it back when he was back near his side of the map, he could have gotten out and probably got away. So I don't know. It was probably just an intentional feed. He's pretty mad at the other players on his team right now, even though this game is still really, really close. It's not really. I don't know. Like this game is not won by either team yet, really, because that right now Lifestealer is much more farmed than any of our carries. Though Juggernaut is starting to get some farm, I believe. Let's see what Juggernaut's got. So Juggernaut's got a Battle Fury Yasha, and then also Anti-Mage has got a Battle Fury Vlad's Power Tread. So basically, Anti-Mage has nothing. At 30 minutes into the game, this is really, really bad for an Anti-Mage. And so here I am, just taking some farm from Anti-Mage. Honestly, I don't normally take farm away from anybody. One of the carries, but this guy is so far behind, I'm just like, screw it.
Dire's bottom tower has
get
fallen.
the tower. Let's go back to the gold per minute. So Juggernaut is actually number 2 for gold per minute. I'm kind of surprised. But Anti-Mage is at 378, which is not good at all, really, for a Battle Fury Anti-Mage 30 minutes in. I just used a Cold Snap there to get a last hit. I think they does 60 damage, 60 damage, so you can use it to get a last hit on a creep if you're not going to be there, because the range on the Cold Snap is much further. And the cooldown on the Cold Snap is not too long, it's only 20 seconds. So my teammates are wanting to just push this top lane out, so I'm heading up there. Let's go help them. And I've got my Vitality booster now. This is going to just give me, that health and mana. That's just really good. I'm going for an eggs. It's one of the components for an egg and scepter, which, if you don't know, eggs on the Invoker basically makes it so that your Invoke ability, it just goes down to 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds you can cast another spell. It's really, really, really good on Invoker. At least if you can do your combinations fast enough. So I keep trying to cold snap her, but it did not cold snap her quickly enough. So the Force Spirits are attacking the Death Prophet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And it looks like Earthshaker decided to steal the kill. And they got the kill on the Lifestealer. Which was, it was just lucky. That's all that was. It was just luck that I got the last kill on him.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But no, it worked out pretty well for us considering their team was not there as a 5-man group.
Dire's top
To
tower
allow us to
is
apply some
under
pressure
attack.
to
Dire's
tier 3 now.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, this poor Bloodseeker. He's just getting ragged on non-stop by Lifestealer though. Admittedly, he did dive pretty far when trying to kill me that first time. Now, one little thing to note is it's better to attack the melee barracks first, and I was not doing that. I was attacking the range first.
Top barracks has fallen.
Just something to keep in mind. That in general, you want to do that all the time. So let my Forged Spirits work on stuff. It's really good if you're watching the if you want to watch the Forged Spirits and see when they're about to get killed.
Radiant's bottom tower is
so
under
that way
attack.
they don't get farmed, and they're being focused right now. So just getting some extra gold here. You can just let the Forged Spirits tank the creep waves and kill them pretty easy. So if you want to send your Forged Spirits to another area of the map, what you want to do is highlight all of you and the Forged Spirits, right-click on the minimap where you want them to go, and then hit F1 to highlight your hero, at least it's the default button, and then click for your hero to go somewhere. So for just a second, your hero is going to be going in a direction. So we're going for a kill on the Death Prophet here, and I don't know why Juggernaut didn't go help me out here, but he decided not to for some reason. I decided to go ahead and just cloak rather than take the risk of not getting out of there because my Force Staff was down at the time. And I was worried this is surviving, otherwise I would have Sunstriked the Death Prophet, or at least tried to. A better Invoker player may have been able to pull that off while being attacked by Nyx, but that was pretty ridiculous. So, Anti-Mage just getting obliterated by Lifestealer. That's a pretty good example of out-carrying the opponent right there. But at least Juggernaut has more farm than Lifestealer. I mean, just in general, until Anti-Mage has Manta, Anti-Mage is not that great at one-on-one encounters. So I probably should have used Cold Snap instead there. And we're just in the process of trying to catch this Bloodseeker before he gets out of there. And I've got Cold Snap available, so he's going to be dead. Dead. That was a bad Echo Slam by Earthshaker. And she's using my right clicks on Death Prophet. And get my Forged Spirits up. So if you Forged Spirits are great for retreating, you can spawn them and then run away, just like this. Reduces Dragon Knight's armor. So normally he's insanely tanky, but with Forged Spirits working on him, he's gonna be getting rid of them. No, why did he put down a sentry? I didn't even see him put down a sentry. I don't know, maybe he thought I was gonna try to run away or something. That's probably why. So at this point, I can kite Lifestealer between my Force Staff and no Force Staff, and I'm going to wait until his rage wears off, and I'm going to cast a Tornado to catch him, and then we can Cold Snap him after because he just used Rage, so he's not going to be able to Rage out of that. Rage has a pretty decent cooldown. I think it's, let's see here. Rage, let's not go player perspective. Rage has a 17-second cooldown, so he's not going to be able to use that for 17 seconds after using it, and he had just used it, so it's a pretty good example of using your different abilities to catch and snare prey, though I could have used ultimately the best combo with Invoker is using the Tornado, Chaos Meteor, Deafening Blast, and then a Sunstrike if needed. So I'm just letting the Force Spirits tank and will attack the tower. Because as long as any creeps are above the edge into their base, the backdoor defenses will be down. So I was able to do some damage to the tower without worrying about the tower being healed up from the backdoor defenses. And I think I go... Yeah, I start a Daedalus here, just to get more right-click damage. Anti-mage fail big time. He got ulted by the Bloodseeker and then blanked himself to death. So the Ice Wall actually does hit Death Prophet, which is nice. So I'm able to get... So using the Cheap Stick on him, using Cold Snap.
I had such plans.
And then he's dead. And Earthshaker finished off the other one. Oh, wow. And Juggernaut actually got the kill on... What's his name? So, Deafening Blast. And the great thing about Deafening Blast is that it not only pushes them back, but also disarms them. So in a one-on-one confrontation, for example, if Lifestealer is on top of me in a one-on-one confrontation, I could use Deafening Blast after he rages and prevent him from attacking for, I think, 3.5 seconds. Oh, 4 seconds. It's a 4-second disarm duration, so he's not going to be able to attack or do anything for 4 seconds. Really, really, really good in one-on-one fights. But I believe this here is GG at this point. But this was an example of a good utility build for Invoker. You might consider switching to get eggs before Sheepstick, or you can also you can do it the way I did it. And at this point, I could be getting a Daedalus. Daedalus would kind of round out the build, give me DPS as well, or potentially you could be going for, at this point, a Scotty, gives you lots of stats. You could also be going for a Shiva's. There's a number of different things you can go for. You can go for a heart if you want more HP, but that's not really much of a help to your team. If you wanted to, an ultimate kind of crazy build that would be pretty sweet would be a Refresher Orb. But that would take tons and tons of mana, and you'd have to... And Refresher Orb's just crazy, so... but at this point, you could get a Refresher Orb and still have enough mana to do almost all your spells twice. So just insane use of your spells. I tried doing a Refresher Invoker build, but it's really, really hard to pull off properly. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the Invoker video. I ended up going 16, 0, and 9 with the highest XP per minute. And I don't think I also had the highest gold per minute, just by a little bit. But I thought that was a decent example of playing Invoker. And these guys are decent opponents. I wouldn't say they're high level. They're probably like medium level. They're experienced, but not extremely skilled, is where I would describe them. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I am selling my Alienware laptop, so if you're in the market for a laptop, feel free to go check out that video. And I'll also be selling my desktop as well. So, anyway, guys, peace out. Thanks for watching. And yeah, Quadron out.